Look who's back from the dead. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was out last night, so my voice is gone right now. But I've literally been chilling in bed all day and I have a lot of ideas popping into my head. So I was like, you know what, let's hop back onto my YouTube game and film a makeup tutorial. Even though I'm not going anywhere. I'm probably just gonna take a few pictures and go back to sleep. But here we are. So this isn't gonna be like a full makeup tutorial just because I high-key suck at explaining what I'm doing. So this is more so gonna be a get ready with me. And while I'm getting ready, quote unquote getting ready like I'm about to go out, like no. While I do my makeup, I'm gonna spill a tea on my life. You know, talk out of my ass for however long this takes. So an update on me, I ended up dropping out of community college. I realized that school is not for me, which is totally okay, and I feel like that's something that, you know, needs to be normalized because, you know, everyone gets so pressured to go to top universities, go to school, do X, Y, and Z, you know, just basically do what they're quote unquote supposed to do. And I tried that. I wanted to do the traditional route, but I found that college is really fucking hard. And found out it wasn't for me and went through this period of time where I was like, man, what am I gonna do with my life? Because I originally was gonna take a semester off, but I realized that if I take a semester off, then I'm never gonna wanna go back to school. So, literally in a span of a month, people usually make decisions, you know, over a course of time. But me being the impulsive person that I am, made this decision probably at night and emailed the school and expedited my enrollment and ended up in cosmetology school. So here we are. That was my decision. Anyways, I think there has to be a normalization for not going to school. And I'm not saying that as like a bias because you know what? School is for some people, school isn't for everyone. And that's something that people need to understand and not shame other people for. Like, it's sad when people who aren't going to school have to feel the need to explain why they're not in school. Or like when you simply just tell anyone like, I dropped out, or school isn't for me, you still get shamed for it, and it's really fucking annoying. Like, I remember telling an old high school teacher of mine that, oh yeah, I'm not going to community college anymore. I am deciding to do something else that I love. And now I'm at a trade school, and they were really negative about it, and they were just basically like, oh, are you sure? Like, you are really smart. Like, are you sure that's the route you want to take? And I'm just kind of like, okay, I guess. Like, I try not to take offense to it. I know they mean well, but like, come on. People have to have an understanding that school, traditional school, or just school in general, isn't for everybody. And I hate that, you know, you have to push the idea on that to people, and that people feel almost forced to do something that they don't want to. Like, for me personally, I find that for me learning, that being in traditional school and actually sitting down in lectures all day do nothing for me. Like, it's hard for me to retain information, it stresses me out, and I'm more of a hands-on kind of person. Like, I like learning by actually physically doing it, and that's something that we're doing in cosmetology, where, you know, it's partly lecture, but then it's also partly like you learn it, but then you also got to do it. And I find that works for me way better. And my brows look fucking crazy, but we're gonna clean them up. Anyways, where was I at? Cosmetology school. Cosmetology. Okay, anyways, I decided to go to cosmetology school. Well, the thing is, it was always a backup. So, my original plan, you know, was to do the full, you know, go to community college, transfer to a university, get a degree, you know, the traditional route. But like I said, it didn't work out for me. And I wasn't really expecting it not to work out for me, to be honest. But you know, it'd be like that. Life happens. So, something that a lot of people would always tell me to do, and something that was always in the back of my mind, was you should be doing hair and makeup. Because already I mess around with makeup all the time. And in high school, I think the videos are deleted off my channel, but if you've been following me on Instagram for a while, you know that I've changed my hair color a million times, especially when I was blonde, because I had the freedom to change my hair color whenever I wanted to, because it would just wash out and go back to blonde. So I had a lot of freedom. So everyone was just like, please, you know, where am I going with that? So everyone was always just like, you know, you should be a professional makeup artist, or you should get into doing hair. And already in high school I was already doing people's you know, hair and makeup, so everyone was just like, dude, just do it professionally. But I didn't really see it as a career choice for me. Like, I was kind of just like, this is a hobby, this isn't something I want to be doing for the rest of my life. But you know, 17-year-old Allie was also a liar. So here we are now, 19, in beauty school. And honestly, probably one of the best impulsive decisions I've made in my life, because I'm still doing something super creative, which is great. And I'm technically just working towards passion, one of my passions. And that doesn't necessarily mean I have to drop my other ones. Like, I could still make music on the side. I can still, you know, do whatever I want. But, I need my beauty blender. Hold on. Decision I made in my life. I'm learning so much, and like, I'm really early in the program, so I can't even, like, you know, say much about it. But so far so good. I really like what I'm doing, and if you're local to me, come get your hair done by me. Come get your makeup done by me, you know. Either or, while I'm still in school and I still have those discounted prices. But no, seriously, like, come get your hair done by me. I really want the practice, and I really want to build up my portfolio, and I really like doing crazy colors. So if you're into those kind of things, or if you really just want a beat face, hit my line. That's how Cosmo School's been going for me. Trying to blend it, sorry. So yeah, basically one of the best impulsive decisions I've made. I'm not saying that my other impulsive decisions have been bad. Literally everything I do in my life is impulsive. Yeah, literally anything in my life is impulsive. But, you know, that's just... So, I'm feeling a blue smoky eye, which is not necessarily a go-to for me now, but it has probably been one of my favorite looks when I want to be super colorful. And also with my hair, it kind of gives me this like mermaid-esque vibe, and I like it. So this is what we're gonna be doing today. Okay. What else can I spill tea on? Also, this palette. Wow, I feel like it's beat up because I used it a lot. It has a little scratch on there, but basically it looks almost exactly, but super similar to the Jaclyn Hill palette. Like, hold on, let me show a comparison. Okay, so the bottom one is the color one, and then the top one is the Jaclyn Hill one. And I mean, this one has a lot more, like the Jaclyn Hill one has a lot more shimmers and all those things, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. Like, I like more of like a matte smoky eye. And to be completely honest with you, I barely even touch this palette. It's cute or whatever. You almost dropped it. Okay. While I'm blending this out, what's some other tea onto my life? Let's talk about mental health. I've been meaning to actually make an all-long video on it, because around 2 years ago, was grabbing a new brush. Around 2 years ago, I made a video, not on YouTube, but on my Snapchat, about me opening up about my mental illnesses. And that was the first time I ever spoke about it. Like, probably like a handful of people knew that I did, and honestly that was kind of it. Like, no one really knew what I was going through and all that. And I remember making that video and it opening up, I guess, doorways for a lot of people, because around that time, and honestly to now, it's still low-key not a common thing to talk about. Like, a lot of people know it's there, people acknowledge it, but people still don't really understand that it's a thing and how common it really is. So I wanted to make kind of like an updated video of that and like how things have changed since then, because honestly, like, every year I feel like I grow into a different person, which is amazing, because, you know, whatever is not growing is dead. So the more that I grow, the more that I change, the more better it's been. But you know what? Let me go into it. Story time with Ali. What's up? Anyways, I made that video my senior year, and at that point I thought, wow, okay, Ali's killing it. She's growing as a person. And you know what I did? From who I was originally to the person I became in that video, it was a really big transition for me. At that point I was probably, oh, this is sad to say, I was a year clean from self-harming, which was, you know, amazing. But then not too long after that video, I ended up slipping up. And it was super disappointing for me, just because at that point a lot of people were starting to look up to me, and a lot of people, you know, were speaking to me about their mental illnesses and were praising about how strong I was. And it at some point felt kind of fake for me, because I was just like, damn, I was just out here preaching to everyone about how clean I was and like how better I've been, and then a few months later I go back down again. And you know, honestly, like, I want to, in a way I want to, it's disappointing, but in actuality it's the reality of being mentally ill. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, and it's not always going to be this constant way up. Like, it's such a up and down that, like, I can't even take that slip up as a as like a failure, you know what I mean? But at that time I did, and which is why I didn't want to speak about mental illnesses anymore. I was like, oh my god, I'm a fake ass bitch. Like, I was just preaching, and here I am going back to my old ways. So yes, sadly I ended up going back, but that last time was officially my last time, and at that point I actually stopped. And it wasn't like for surely this time. And outs to one of my good friends who helped me through that time where he found out that I was self-harming again, and honestly was super disappointed in me. I was super disappointed in me, and we ended up having this super heart-to-heart. And at that point I just never wanted to do it again. It finally got through my head that what I was doing wasn't okay, and that there were people in this world that needed me. So technically from January of 2018 I've been clean, and I could proudly say that. I could proudly say that I never thought about, well, no, we'll take that statement back. I could proudly say that I've never done it. But has the thought ever crossed my mind? Yes. I'm not gonna lie. It has. Especially when things get tough, and, you know, people who deal with addictions can, you know, relate to that. Like, getting over an addiction is never gonna be easy. Same with just living with the illness itself. It's not gonna be fucking easy, and it's gonna tempt me. And even to this day, it's been almost 2 years now, starting January. By the end of this year, it's gonna be 2 years since it's happened, and whenever I feel like shit, it does pass my mind. Do I do it? No. But is it tempting? Yes. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, it does go through my head sometimes whenever things get super tough. I do want to go back to my old ways, and I do find that that's probably my root that day. Like, I have gotten through times where my depression has really fucked with me, and like I'm really just sitting there like, fuck, I should do it again. Like, I need to feel something, so this seems like the way. But then in those times, I kind of get reminded in some way, somehow, you know, universe, God, whatever it is you may believe in, kind of just throws it back in my face and is like, hey, you've been doing really good, so like, why stop, you know? And it's been a journey. So let me tell y'all the journey that it's been, because blue eyeshadow's flying away. Because I've went through such a transformative mindset in this past year that, like, it's crazy to think about the person that I was a year ago versus the person I am now, just because of how different my mindsets have changed. And you know what? Outs to the people who got me to this point. And yeah, so anyways, going back to the timeline, I ended up being a year clean and ended up getting my leg tatted on my 18th birthday, or a little after my 18th birthday, on my thigh, to cover up all my self-harm scars, because being a year clean meant, almost a year clean, meant so much to me. And also, bless my mom's heart, was when I told her, you know, showed her my tattoo, showed her my first tattoo, and also told her that, you know, I used to cut myself, like, you know, a lot of bombshells at one. Bless her heart, my poor mother. But anyways, me a year ago, I was getting better. Still am getting better, still growing. But here's the real tea. I'm never gonna stop changing. I'm never gonna stop changing my mind. And I mean that in the most positive way possible. That I'm constantly evolving and I'm constantly growing. Because around that year, that first year of being clean, everything was amazing and great, and I was already like, wow, I got over this addiction, I've been cool. However, I still had such a negative fucking mindset. Like, I still always resulted to just being like black and white about shit, and my mind still automatically went to the negatives about anything. Then someone came into my life, or someone who I still am super close to, not gonna name drop here, but you know who you are, came into my life and completely changed my mindset. And that's something that completely changed my life forever, where they taught me to be way more positive about things, to you know, just have a better outlook on life. Like, I never felt so much positivity in my future and in myself until that person came into my life and changed the way I thought. So, outs to you, if you know who you are. Like, something that, what's a good way I could put it? So, people either have a stagnant mindset or they have a growing mindset. And some people get stuck in a stagnant mindset. And that's where I was at. I was at a mindset where I was just like, my life is going nowhere. You know, just stuck in the same ways of thinking that, like, you know, life is shit and, like, it's never gonna get better. Then they introduced me to the mindset of, okay, things can be shit now, but things can also change and things can grow. And having that constant hope of things changing and things growing is what honestly helped me. Okay, I know I'm out here spreading positivity and being like, wow, I'm doing so much better. The real tea is yes, overall I'm doing way better, But do I go through times where that mindset kind of leaves and I don't feel my best? Hell yeah. But again, what you gotta realize is that, okay, you, not saying this for everyone, but if you're dealing with a mental illness, you have to be okay with the idea that not every day is gonna be okay. And you gotta be the idea that every day is not gonna be sunshine and rainbows, and that accepting that quote unquote failure is what's gonna get you through life. And to just not take everything as a failure either. Like, that was honestly my issue. Like, the toughest critic is yourself. The only person who's the most hard on you is you. And when you start to become your own enemy is when things get really tough. And that's something that I'm still trying to work on to this day. Like, whenever something really tragic happens or something really bad happens, immediately I always go back to that thought process, like, fuck, this is my fault, and like, fuck, I'm such a failure, and like, you know, everything bad about me. And you know, I go through my little breakdown and I'm like, life is so hard. And then after that, I really deeply analyze and self-reflect the situation. Self-reflect, think about the whole situation as a whole and think about every aspect of it, and then act upon it. That's something too. Self-reflection is fucking key when it comes to mental illness, is analyzing yourself, analyzing others, and analyzing the situation. And that's something that I've come to realize with my everyday life, is kind of just growing. Hold on, I'm trying to blend this out. Okay, but what was I saying? Oh, my process. So I'm a dramatic little bitch, let's be real. And whenever things happen, I have a whole ass breakdown. I start crying for a little bit, and then I start to analyze. I analyze myself first, then I analyze the people involved, and I analyze the situation. Then I come to realize that sometimes things aren't what I think they are, and I'm just being a little dramatic, and then I calm myself down. But honestly, just reflecting on everything first before you act on it is a life changer, because I used to definitely be the type to just act on sight, and that's not healthy at all. Like, at all. Like, impulsive actions or just acting before you think is honestly really, really bad, and I do not recommend doing it. Do I do it sometimes? Yeah, not gonna lie. Literally everything that I tell you, I still do to this day, and I'm still working on not doing it. But see, that's key when it comes to growing, when it comes to changing your mind or your mindset, is the key is that as long as you're trying and as long as you're working on being a better person, then you're winning. Regardless, you are winning. And that's something to be proud of. Honestly, be proud of yourself for doing little changes, making little changes in your life. Like, yeah, it's kind of just, my mindset is literally just to go with things and accept that things are the way that they are. And if things aren't okay now, then you have to have that hope in your head that they're going to be eventually. And that's such a difficult thing to get in your head. And I know when you're depressed, it really is hard, because that's something that's super difficult for me to see, especially when I'm in my lowest point, like, and things don't seem like they're gonna get better. I'm always getting stuck in this loop of like, ugh, like, life is never gonna get better, life is so shit. But it's like, you gotta make most of what you have now, and know that eventually you're gonna get yourself out of whatever situation you are in right now, and things are gonna get better. And maybe it'll take a week, maybe it'll take months, or maybe it'll take years, but just knowing that you're never gonna be in the same position you're gonna be right now is what's gonna keep you going. And that's that. But yeah, not gonna lie to you guys, I still go through my phases of really good days. I mean, at this point I'm having more good days than bad, which is Oh, that's so amazing for me to say. I actually, I haven't been able to say that. And for me to say that right now is kind of just like crazy because it shows growth. Like, you know, never thought I would get to that point in my life, especially, like I said, me 2 years ago versus me right now. I would not have been able to say that. And proud of her. So proud of her. But, you know, things can get shitty sometimes, but you know, that's life. It be like that. And okay, so we're pretty much at the end zone. We're pretty much at the finish line with this makeup look. Okay, let's get my hair together real quick before we finish this off. Oh my god. Hold on, beach. Okay, anyways, before I get too into myself, last thing is setting spray. And we're gonna act like I put on setting spray, but I'm not going to because I'm literally about to take this off right afterwards. But this is the completed look. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my life and however long this video is gonna be. Hope you guys enjoyed this look. Let me know what other looks you want to see. If you want to see more colorful ones, if you want to see more subdued ones. Literally on my Instagram I post every single makeup look that I do if I ever come up with something new. And I do have a beauty page if you want to go follow that and go see my cosmetology journey. But if I ever have a look on there that you do want to see a tutorial on, or just see kind of like a video like this where I'm kind of just doing it, hit my line. And if you want to see more videos from me, please give this video a like. Go ahead and comment how you feel. If you're going through mental illness, shout out to mental illness. If you know the song, comment down below. Give this video a like. No, for real, shout out to mental illness if you have one. You're not alone. It's a shitty ride, but hey, we're all gonna get through it. You're always gonna get through it. I'm getting through it, you're getting through it. And if you ever need someone, hit someone you trust. Hit me up if anything. And I'm probably gonna go eat now. I'm gonna go take pictures of this look. And that's that. I'm back. We'll see for how long.